Thank you for taking out time for the information session on the general management program that's rolled out in a new avatar for this financial year. When we were ideating the whole purpose of this general management program, uh, in when we wanted to launch it in this particular avatar, the large uh, thought process was how do we enable people who are due to COVID sitting at home to enhance their careers and give them also a flavor of both campus experiences. So the intention was to create a long duration program without interrupting with your work, but also give you a peek view into all the general management aspects that would be required for your future career growth, or could be in your career, in your role currently, or in the future roles. So that was the large intention when we kind of wanted to clearly roll out this particular program. uh, we have enhanced it to an extent that it is a 150-hour program spread across 9 months, and as I mentioned, gives you an experience of both our campuses at some stage during this delivery, and also gives you a peek view into some of the action learning projects that you can kind of pick up and utilize it for your organization's benefit and your own benefit. Uh, so finer, more details would be shared by Mr. VK Menon. VK Menon is a senior director at the Center for Executive Education and also heads the Center for Executive Education. So VK, can I request you to kindly take it over?
Thank you, Ratnakar. Um, so I hope I am audible. Can I just get some responses? Am I audible? Am I visible, audible, clear? Fantastic. Yeah, yeah. Fantastic. Great. Okay. So we are ready to go. So a warm welcome to you, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely delighted that you've been here. You're here today for this session. Uh, So as Ratnakar said, we will take about say about 30 minutes to present the general management program, and then we will get into a Q&A. But I have one request to you. Please, please
ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವ
write down your chat in the chat box. Put in your questions as and when the questions come and strike you. Don't wait to the last, because then we'll have the set of questions we can address during the presentation and also during the Q&A. So let me start with a small story. I mean, actually, it's not a small story. It'll become a long story because I am kind of, historic in nature. So I did my engineering from REC Trichy. Then I worked in Tata's for some time, 4 years. Then I did my management from IIM Bangalore. And then I worked in Philips. I was the area manager for East. And then from Philips, I went to Escorts. I was the national sales and service manager, then to US West. US West, I was the head of sales and service delivery and marketing. Then a bug bit me. Okay, what was the bug? The bug was like I shifted into academics and I became a professor. Okay, it was never in the scheme of things, but I always liked to read books and I enjoyed the ambience of being with students like you, potential students like you. So I kind of became a prof, and I kind of, I joined SDM IMD. I was there for about 7 years. Then I spent about 12 years at ISB. I was looking at admissions and placements at ISB. And then I kind of retired. I kind of went to IIMB to kind of globalize that brand. And then I was the CEO of SPJ in Global and came back to ISB. Anyway, why I'm telling you this story is for two reasons. Reason number one is I must have counseled, I must have talked to thousands of students. Imagine 12 years at ISB itself, and each batch of 500, 600, 700 students, the number of students that I would have met and counseled. I have also kept track of students as they have progressed in their career. And some of them, many of them are CEOs of companies. Many of them have started their own businesses. They're all doing exceptionally well. What I see is two things. And this is what is my primary message. If I can actually communicate this message, I'm done. Number one is choose a career which you like This may sound very obvious, but it is not. Just to give you an example, when it comes to a PGP program at ISB, when placements happen, it's a very high pressure day. Suppose you're given two jobs, one job with a high salary and a job which you don't like too much, one with a much lower salary, a job which you like, which will you likely take? The good salary is, let's say, 27, 28 lakhs or 33 lakhs. The bad salary is about 20 lakhs. The bad salary job you like, the good salary job you don't like, which would you take? Logic says you might actually choose the lower salary job because you like the job, but the head often rules the heart, and you end up taking the higher salary. Now I track two sets of people who take the job they like and the compromise they make. And invariably, if you take a 5-year span, the people who chose the jobs they liked kind of really overtook and did exceptionally well. So my number one contention or number one submission to you is choose a career which you like to do. And the second one, and I think this is becoming extremely important, is that you have to develop and improve the learning mindset continuously. Because things are changing so very fast. The marketing I did, the operations I did, say just 10 years back, is completely different from what is happening today. Digital has come in and changed the scope of things. Knowledge is available on the web. So how do you factor all these things, and how do you keep the learning thing going? How do you keep the tools and tackles sharpened to ensure that you kind of get on with career? So two things. With that, let me just take you through the presentation. So about 3-4 slides deal with ISB per se, what ISB is and what it means to you. ISB could be a huge brand, it is, but what does it mean to you? So ISB would want to be an internationally top-ranked independent management institution, which grooms leaders for India and the world. That's very clear. What does it mean to you? It means that you would get inputs out here, which is on par with the best in the world. Why do I specify this? Because inputs today are available across. You go to the net and there are enough inputs available on management, marketing, finance, operations, everything is available. But the difference to you as to the kind of inputs that will make a difference to you, difficult to get. And that's what ISB might provide you. We will look at ISB, we will look at career trajectories, we will look at the program, the details, the faculty, and the admission process. From an outside-in view, ISB wants to be the best school in the world, fine. That's an inside-out view. From an outside-in view, when you look at rankings, when you look at positioning, etc., you see ISB has been in the top 50 definitely. This time it was top 20. It was 23rd in Financial Times, 7 in Forbes. All are global rankings. Fourth in Bloomberg and 44 in Economist, accredited by AACSB, Equus, AMBA. These are all fine. Last line is important to you. It's the top 100 research institutions in the world, UTD rankings, which means the inputs that you get are current and off the bat. You're not going to study inputs that are from textbooks ages back. You're going to be getting inputs which are current off the bat. And the collaborations which you have with Kellogg, Wharton, London Business School, MIT Sloan, Fletcher, all these add on to the kind of inputs that you will be getting. In any educational setup, the differential is faculty, all right? So the faculty you get will be research faculty. They would be faculty who have worked very closely with industry. The industry linkages are exceptionally strong. They would be faculty who are coming from the best schools across the world. We have both the faculty resident and also the faculty who are global, who are visiting us. And both these faculty will be actually teaching in this program to you. So you can be sure of one thing, you will get perhaps the top inputs that's available globally in any of the topics that we will see what we will cover. The Center for Executive Education it's probably one of the most successful executive education centers in the country. Trained over 45,000 executives, 1,300 plus programs have been done, diverse executives have been trained, and timely interventions ensuring growth has been done. So this is in a way what are the resources that are going to be at your disposal if you take up this program. Now let us come to you. What I mean by that is, see, let me tell you two stories. I mean, I like telling stories. I hope you don't mind. I'll tell you two stories. There is this girl, Geeta. Now, Geeta, 7 years experience. She studied in RV College in Bangalore. And after RV College in Bangalore, she got a campus placement in one of the top, tech companies, probably one of the top or top two or whatever it is, top tech company. Got in as a testing engineer. She did about, she got into software. She did about 7 years and so on. She had a profile which she liked meeting customers. She liked going out into the market. She liked understanding how businesses work, etc., etc. But her problem was, how does she move? How does she move from a track that has happened to her to a track of her choice? It's an issue. See, because what really happens is, for many of us, when we take your engineering, it's a kind of a forced decision. When you take your first job, that's also some kind of a forced decision. You're not really thinking this whole thing through. And then you continue at work. Your perks are good. Your job is, you may or may not like the job, but your perks are good. You're among your peers, you're doing well. So that goes on for some time. But at some point in time, you want to change. So what did Geeta do? She did, in my opinion, the right thing. She took up a program like this. She did this program, and see, this is a 9-month-long program, okay? And it's all in bite-sized pieces coming to you. So she kind of focused on areas of her interest, like, marketing, finance, ops, and so on and so forth. And by the end of the program, within her own company, she moved into an account management role for the account management role for the US market. That is the role she took. Highly successful. And when she came back to me after 3 years after that, she told me that perhaps was the change that she required. You require a trigger, right? You require something that will enable change. Now, because otherwise you are kind of, you're doing something, you're keeping on doing something, you excel in it. You're very good. You excel in it. But the issue is, how do you kind of change? So this is one aspect that we're going to look at in the presentation. The second is about another friend of mine, student of mine, Ajit Deshpande. Desh, we call him Desh. Now, Desh had not taken the management program, had put in about, how much? At that time, he must have put in about 14, 15 years at work in a manufacturing company. And he was wanting to move to general management. Now, what was the issue there? The issue was, he was an excellent manufacturing guy, exceptionally good in manufacturing. But you give him a project appraisal problem, he wouldn't know how to kind of grapple with it. Should you go for a project? Should you not go for a project? How do you assess a project? Is it based on IRR or NPV? Or how do you do this nitty-gritty calculations? How do you ensure you want to go for a project, go buy, do it yourself? All those decisions come into the picture. Again, the changing point for Desh was a similar program where he was able to transit. And here the transition is a very, let's say, important step transition from a management role already being done well to a top and senior management role. That was the kind of transition Desh made. So two different transitions. One is at the lower end of the career. One is at a fairly senior end of the career. Both, one is internal. There is a career kind of, going up in the same organization. The second is going into a different organization. Both of these kind of movements require impetus. The impetus can be anything. You can do a full-time program, and that will be a great thing to do. This program meets these gaps. Okay, that's. By the way, again, I repeat, please, as and when thoughts come, just put it in the chat, okay? Yeah, put it in your Q&A, so that we see, you might actually go through the whole thing and forget what you really wanted to ask at that point in time. Feel free to just put it up there. The program per se, Ratnakar has spent a lot of time on this, and he is a master at the game. He's like, yesterday, I don't know whether you saw that IPL, he's like De Villiers. I mean, guy is like, so he created this program with great thought. He had his team. Sri Lekha is an awesome support person. So the whole team, we worked on it. Vipul, who heads the custom and the open programs of CE, we worked together and we created this program. What is this program? 9 months duration. Okay, done. 150 hours live sessions, which means every session will be live. That's the faculty teaching you. All right? It's not asynchronous. There are two different things. One is an asynchronous thing, one is live. So all sessions are live. Now, there is one red flag out here. This is not an easy program. So if you are of the view that I'll just do a executive education program and get on with life, this is not the program for you. This requires work. In fact, I've been extremely conservative when saying that 150 hours live requires 75 hours your own learning, minimum prep for the class. But actually, if you want to do justice, you're looking at about 200 hours of work apart from what you do in live virtual sessions. The more you put in, the more you take out. As simple as that. See, look at the sequence, okay? You're going to be taught by the top faculty. They are giving you this time. Up to you to grab that time and utilize the best. The more effort you put in, the more the results are going to be. It is a blended format. What's a blended format? Blended format is virtual live. That is like you're listening to me now, that's virtual live, and residencies. You have 2 residencies. You'll go to Mohali campus. You'll come to Hyderabad campus. Well, I must, in current times, I must put a kind of an asterisk there and say that all this pandemic permitting, but I hope by the time. So we thought this through, and Ratnakar took the view that we will put these residencies further down the learning journey, so that by the time we hope that everything, the all clear will be there. And we start the journey on July 15th. Why do we say, see, we wanted as a slightly senior cohort, because you can't have 2 junior cohort. This is like the inputs coming are at the very higher end, okay? So you can't have a 2 junior cohort. We wanted a slightly senior cohort. So we said, okay, we'll have minimum of 5 years. But then in our discussion, a new point came up. Today, there are people with 5 years experience who are leading companies, who are CEOs of companies, who are kind of managing global activities. So what do we do? So what we're saying is, by and large, those who apply for this will have a minimum of 5 years of experience. We expect the average of the cohort to be about maybe 10 years or something, 8 to 10 years. That's what we expect. We don't know. But if somebody with 4 years or 3 years with an exceptional track is coming in, we'll be happy to interview. There are 3 levels in this delivery. Level 1 is, see, how can you take a financial decision at a managerial level without understanding core finance? You can't, right? You need to know P&L, you need to know balance sheet, you need to know how to read financial documents. But that is not alone the purpose of this program. The purpose of this program is to make you managers who will manage activities in this space, who will manage or understand very clearly how company finances go. That's the positioning of the program. So there are 2 things here. One is the core, one is the higher end knowledge, which are management oriented. The third is individual development. In that space, what we do is we show a mirror to you. This is what this. In fact, when I was in IIM, we did an exercise. What you think about yourself, what others think about you, and what you think others think about you. And you would expect all these 3 things to rank very close, right? 90. Whole thing is so very different. What you think about yourself will be ranked, you'll get some 80. What others think about you will be 140, and what you think others will think about you will be some other number. But so the mirror is shown. We do these assessments, etc., etc., and then we build executive presence and personality. So there are three elements in this. For meeting the top element, each segment will start off with a CEO talk. The CEO talk is to build perspectives. Now you see, strategy and change. What is it all about? Okay. Consider Desh, 15 years of experience. He has been operating in a thing. Okay. He is sitting in a meeting. He's got a senior management council or whatever meeting is happening. The decision there is, should we go and operate into another market? Should we actually go to Lanka? Desh will do well in that sequence because he's a very intelligent guy. He will do well. But if we had the tools and techniques to assess this question, his effort will be much less. So it starts with CEO perspectives, goes down to the modules, like the strategic decision making. This is what is Desh's dilemma. He'll have to figure out whether he wants to go to a new market, or should we launch a new product, or how do we price the product to ensure that the competitive influence is less, or how do you do a pestle analysis to see that whether a country has got the right environment for us to go into that market, so on and so forth. It goes on. Along with that, in the first module itself, you will start, see, while you are learning a wide campus, you also need to focus on yourself and your own job. The action learning project is one such. You will create right in the beginning a project for yourself, which you will go through the 9 months. And this project, the faculty will keep giving you inputs till you make a final presentation on the overall project idea. You've done strategy, you come to marketing. That's marketing is sales and marketing, B2B, B2C. How do you go to markets? How do you use new tools? Like I said, the marketing I did is not the marketing today. We used to advertise in newspapers. We used to advertise on television. And that was all we were bothered about into going to market. And then we used to build a brand. And today it's all very different. Social media, Twitter, I don't know. I am not very comfortable with all that, but I have learned it because I have to learn it. And the digital media has eaten up the conventional marketing. You do marketing, and today, what is marketing built on? What is finance built on? What is a company's progress built on? On analytics. Data rules. In my time, and I can say my time when I'm looking at history. In my time, it was the individual gut feel. Yes, I know, I've been there, done that. I know what to do. Today, it doesn't work. You are going to be data driven. You got to understand analytics. Okay. So you get into analytics. And then you go into finance. Finance has got two aspects, as I said. You will learn to understand documents of finance, and you will move into the financial management space. If you ask me today in industry, what is the critical factor? See, today, commoditization is so much that every product is like any other product. You can't tinker around with price and all that because the competition is also equally strong. The features, what you develop today, you develop a feature, tomorrow somebody else will develop a feature. So the marketplace is very, very, very aggressive and commoditized. What is the differential? One very strong differential which companies are latching on to is supply chains. If you manage efficient supply chains, if you have less stocks in each of the supply, see, suppose you are a manufacturer, you are manufacturing, then it goes to wholesalers, it goes to distributors, it goes to smaller distributors, it goes to the retailer, it goes to the market. In this entire chain, how much stock do you hold? How do you ensure that you optimize stocks? How do you ensure that the right product is there? You might be able to run a very lean supply chain, have very little stocks in the pipeline, but then the customer may not get the product he wants and he will not be a lifetime customer to you. So all these things come in. And some companies are masters in it. Take Levers, HUL, phenomenal supply chain. Take Apple. They've got a global supply chain. I mean, if you just go into Apple and figure out their supply chain, it's like fantastic. Just try it. And covering all this is the underlying customer centricity. Now, customer centricity can be external, customer centricity can be internal. Internal customer centricity is as important as external customer centricity. to get the buy-in of the people, to get the team buy-in, to get the organizational buy-in, to crack the silos, to work along with others, and keep the customer at the center. Keep the customer at the center, and all decisions taken around that. Okay, that is customer centricity. So you finish module 1, go into module 2. I don't have to spend time on this. You know the focus on ethical and responsible leadership today. Business cannot just take, run riot. I mean, it has to be very, very careful about how resources, how they use their resources, how ethically they kind of run their businesses. Huh? And the next step is, see, you've done some kind of an understanding of the broad areas of management. The next level is emerging technologies. Again, if I ask you, how many of you know about AI? Every hand will go up. How many of you know ML? Most hands will go up. Then if I change the question and ask you, how many of you are actually using AI in your work? Many hands will come down. Then if I ask further as to how is AI impacting your business? Then the question marks are coming. So it is not just AI. It is emerging technologies as a whole. And we spend, I think, Ratnakar, I think we spend close to about 4 sessions, right, on this, 4 into 90 minutes or something, right?
We spend 9 hours on this weekend.
Yeah, 9 hours on it. So that's the, from there, we get into negotiation and influencing. This is catch-all. Everybody needs to understand negotiation. Everybody negotiates, right? But the point is, there is a technique to negotiation. So after that, you go on to personal leadership. That's what I started off with, personal leadership. Growth and innovation. Now you might ask me, see, what is this growth and innovation? See, I am working in a company which is a $15 billion company. What can I do? I am only operating a small part of the thing. What's the point of teaching me growth and innovation? It's for the company. No, growth and innovation is for you. It is for your category, for your operational excellence in the area of work of yours. That's the kind of focus on this whole thing. The organization can be big or small, but today, intrapreneurial organizations are kind of becoming a very big organization. They would like to work as entrepreneurs. Okay, that's that growth and innovation thing. Surprisingly, and this actually was a surprise to me long back. Now it's no longer a surprise. One of the key things which is a requirement for corporate growth is storytelling. Ability to convince, ability to project your points of view in such a way that it is interesting to the consumer. It's a story being told. The consumer buys a story. Consumer doesn't buy ABCD facts. They buy stories. Along with that, there is a very subtle element of executive presence. See, what is executive presence? I mean, those of you who and most of you who are attending this session today, you've been you've been there, done that. You know that if I take my experience and put it on the table, and if I take sales as an example, I think most sales are made in the first 10 minutes. Yeah. It's all done and dusted. After that, it's a whole lot of storytelling that happens. Why? Because it's to do with presence. It's about how you project. The company is behind you. It's fine. Okay. But how you project the company and whether the buyer has faith in what you deliver. In fact, executive presence is so very critical. Take an interview sequence. Again, I may be wrong, but I think an interview is over in the first 5 minutes. After that, it's a lot of questions and all that and ratifications here and there. But first 10 minutes ka andar, the decisions are kind of subconsciously made. These are the two things that we do here. We do an ALP review at this stage. Faculty does a review at this stage. And we then go on to the cultural aspects. You may be working cross-culturally. You may be working in different domains, cultures, etc., etc. So there is a cultural aspects that is coming in. At this point, I would request maybe Ratnakar to just look at the chat thing, Ratnakar, and if you can just get the questions that are being asked, and then, maybe you can ask me at the end of the next 10 minutes, or we can together look at it. We can just keep that in mind. And from there, we take on fully personal, that showing the mirror angle. I mean, I'm just being slightly in a lighter vein, but this is not showing the mirror. This is about assessment tools, and how you can, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what opportunities do you have, and what threats, and how do you kind of overcome that? And you get into the final presentations. Course over. 5 minutes on faculty. Who is going to teach you? Now this, ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me, this is the differential. This is what the program will be having as its main USP. Ram Nedumulu, I've been working closely with Ram. Amazing guy. Out of 5, in every program he does, and he does programs for top management. Every program he does, his score is 4.9, 5, 4.9, 4.8, 5, 4.9, etc., etc. Amazing. I mean, he's a serial entrepreneur from Silicon Valley. He is from the Anderson School of Management. He's now with ISB. He's in the Hyderabad campus. DVR is a doyen in B2B marketing. University of California, IIM Ahmedabad, and an absolute expert. Siddharth is from Kellogg, one of the most research published faculty amongst the entire marketing faculty in the world. So, I don't know the numbers, but that's where he is. And he is from Kellogg. Soumya is from Manchester. She will be actually taking you through the personality and personal thing. Ram, we call him Ram Narayan, Subramaniam Ram Narayan. Amazing organizational business. Western Reserve University prof. He's now with us here, of course. He's done big things on organizational behavior and personal behavior. For example, he has relooked at the entire way how the Indian Railway works and how to smarten up Indian Railways. He has looked at the banks, the big PSU banks, and figured out what to do. That's the kind of, so he will be looking at how to get you to speed in terms of what best he can do for you. Ramana, again, my alumni, IIM Bangalore, Michigan State University PhD. Invariably, the PGP cohort at ISB rates him as the top prof. I mean, brings in amazing knowledge about finance. Now, Ashish is based in Australia, so he'll be taking courses from there. Milind is Georgia Tech, PhD from Georgia Tech. He's a deputy dean in this program, and he is like one of them who will be teaching you. Jay Rao is he's based in the US. He's from UCLA, and an absolute authority in innovation and what I was talking about, entrepreneurship, innovation, and that industry thing. Nandu Nandakishore was heading Nestle, Switzerland. I mean, heading in the sense he was in the top management group of Nestle Switzerland, heading continents. He brings in a very, very, very strong perspective of the business angle. Arunachalam is again a very professional, a very, very high research driven marketing professional. And Mihir Mankad will get into your, we talked about storytelling. He will be individually listening to how you tell stories and guiding you on that. Well, in a small introduction, those of you who are interested in cricket, I keep taking cricket examples because I am interested in cricket. Mihir is the grandson of, guess who? Vinu Mankad, and son of, guess who? Ashok Mankad. Okay. So, cricketing history otherwise, he is from Harvard Kennedy School, and he will be taking your sessions on business storytelling and personality. Now, the program is over. Brass tacks. Work experience, ideally 5 years. Ideally 5 years. I would expect the group to have roughly about 8 to 10 years experience. Rolling process. Now, here I would like you to spend a couple of minutes on rolling process. This is very important. Many schools across the world follow this. What is a rolling process? Rolling process is you apply. As you apply, your applications are shortlisted. We don't wait for the deadline. There are two deadlines, June 4th and June 14th and June 28th. There are two deadlines, but we don't wait for the deadlines. As soon as you apply, Ratnakar and his team, there's an admissions committee which will sit down and evaluate your application. If your application is shortlisted, you'll be called for the interview. After the interview, there are two things. Either you'll be waitlisted or you'll be made the offer. If you're made the offer, you'll be given a certain time. I think it's a week or so. Ratnakar, how much time? It's about a week or so for acceptance.
It's a week.
It's a week. So you are given a week to accept the offer. And once you accept the offer, that's it. You're in the program. If you are not selected, there are two options. You can be waitlisted or you can be rejected. If you're waitlisted, we evaluate all the waitlists at the end of round one deadline. So June 14th May, we evaluate all the waitlists. The point I want you to be very cognizant about is, this is a program with limited number of seats. We will be having about 50 seats max. Maybe it's 40 to 50 is what we are looking at. That's what we're planning. Now, in a rolling system, the earlier you apply, the better your chances. Because as you see, the seats are getting consumed on a regular basis. So that's how. So my request to you is, if you're seriously interested in the program, go through all the details, talk to us, and get all the things clarified. This is a very important decision they're taking in terms of investment and time. So clarify all the points. And then if you're deciding, go early. Your chances are that much higher. Simple. You got all this 50, tomorrow. If you apply tomorrow, you got all this 50 seats with you. If you apply after 15, 20 days, you will have only maybe 20 seats or 30 seats with you for happening. Okay. So we make the offer. Why I'm putting it in yellow is both these are depending upon the kind of application, number of applications, and the process we adopt. So these are outer limits. Shortlisting within 10 days, outer limit. Offer within 15 days, outer limits. These are both outer limits. But what we want to do is we want to be very, very quick on this, and we want to give you as much time to join as you can. The evaluation is based on a decision made by a particular committee within Center for. Remember, this is an executive education program, right? This is not a PGP or something. It's an executive education program. There is a committee which looks at admissions. So Ratnakar is there, I am there. So there's a committee which will be formed along with certain people. And that committee will make the admission offers. We'll decide on the admission offers based on your work experience, your potential for leadership, academic performance, the statement of purpose which you write, and the resume which you attach. And we have worked with some companies, and you can avail loans. Ratnakar, at this point, would you like to just tell them a bit about loans and so on, how it works?
VK, I would suggest if you can complete, there are quite a few questions that are coming up. While I've answered...
Done. So I have completed. Great.
Okay. So while I've answered close to 39 questions on chat, that's the best I could do with my typing speed. I think there are another...
If you have answered 39 questions, I would have answered 4.
So that there are a few more questions. So let me take... so where quite a few questions are pertaining to... alumni discount. There are a few questions pertaining to difference between PGP Pro, PGP Max. There are questions between comparing it with AGMP or EGMP of an IIM Bangalore or Ahmedabad. There are questions pertaining to fees. So I will kind of summarize most of it and then come back to Mr. Menon's point of loans. Yes, we have tied up with a few financial institutions which provide loans, where you could kind of avail loans, because we assume that this is a program that will have only working professionals, and you would be in a capacity to repay your loans, and hence you can avail, and we will create that opportunity. And you can kind of reach out to us at a particular email ID, which I have mentioned in the chat, cee@isb.edu. we will address it. Uh, and one point that I want to mention to everyone here is, please do not compare it with a PGP Pro or a PGP Max. PGP Pro is a 15-month program. PGP Max is an 18-month program, spread across close to about 500 hours. It requires you to spend all the weekends for the next 15 months in a classroom session, and costs you about 25 lakhs plus GST, or 30 lakhs plus GST if I'm right. PGP Max is meant for senior audience, that requires you to spend 5 days every 45 days in a classroom. That means you have to take 5 days off of every 45 days of your working career, and which is priced at about 40 lakhs plus GST. So please do not compare it with a PGP Pro or a PGP Max. Those are full-time programs. We would be happy if you want to kind of do those. We will guide you to the respective person who can kind of help you take up those courses, and happy to make you part of the ISB team if you want to pick those courses. You can reach out to us again on the same ID. We will guide you and connect you to the right person who will help you on that. This is an executive education course specifically meant for executives who ideally haven't completed their MBA or have completed the MBA at a very Mr. Menon mentioned, about 12-15 years back, when the concepts were so different compared to the concepts of today, who wants to enhance their career growth without leaving their job, ensuring that you can attend evening classes, and ensuring you get all the aspects that are very current, and also ensuring that you have the campus experience. So we have kind of made a culmination of all of this in an executive education program. So please don't compare it with the others. Now, if there are questions pertaining to career progression after this course, alumni, you all become an ISB executive education alumni. There is Sridevi, who heads the ISB, executive education alumni activities, and we are planning a lot of activities for that particular segment, which will involve a lot of conversations with top CXO level people. We will have presentations. Unfortunately, we don't have in-person things to do right now due to COVID, but we are trying to do a lot of them in the virtual format. So that will be taken care in the executive education alumni. It is not a PGP alumni. So please, one is that. Scholarship discounts, no, we do not offer any scholarship discounts or early bird discounts. We find that this program, for its worth of content and number of hours of duration post pre the program is humongous in terms of learning. And in general, if you kind of go, ISB doesn't kind of care into large discount game. We believe in value additions in terms of learnings, and we ensure that we provide the best to you. uh, so any other questions? I'm not picking in person because they're close to 70 questions, and I'm sure there'll not be any time to answer all of those.
Uh,
Uh,
Now, there's some questions which I'm seeing. One is, I'm based in Europe. Can I apply? Yes, you can. You may have to make a couple of visits for the residencies, but otherwise you can apply. When does the course begin? It's there, July 15th. It's like fine. Um, Placements, yeah, Sridevi has replied that placements are not integral with this program. How alumni status is possible. But having said that, what I was thinking is that we will give a session on career guidance. We will create guidance, but certainly there is no placements in the program. Price of the program we've seen at 7.5 plus GST. Um, Alumni status, Ratnakar has covered. You'll become a CE alumni. And how many alums do we have, Ratnakar? The CE alumni will be some 30,000, some huge
no, it
number.
comes to 45, 50,000.
45, 50,000 people. Uh, Please suggest number of weekly classes, hours, and weekdays. That's a good point. Ratnakar, would you like to deal with that?
So there is, in the brochure, we have tried to ensure that we have some sessions on the weekends, some session on the weekday evenings. We have tried to balance it out. It's all available in the brochure. And post this session, I don't mind asking Srilekha, my colleague, to send out the agenda to you, which will have exact dates and timings of each of the session.
Um, Dr. Seema, in terms of
As
service.
we have specific questions coming in from entrepreneurs or would-be entrepreneurs if this course is going to be helpful for them.
Absolutely. We would encourage, we would love to have entrepreneurs and family business people. They bring a new blend and great ideas to the classroom. We would encourage them. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, this program perhaps would be very, very good for the entrepreneurs and first that whole entrepreneurial group, because what they want is the latest techniques and inputs to grow to the next level, right? So I think it'll be very good. Experienced candidate, yeah, can I get a loan? Yeah, Agastya, we will work with you for the loan, but finally getting the loan is got to be with you. But we will work. Um, is it essential? This is a good question, Dasika. Is it essential for one to be employed while signing up for the course? No, it is not essential that you need to be employed while signing up for the course, but you need to have work experience, some amount of earlier work experience. Huh? It's also a good program for those who want to rejoin the workforce kind of thing, and you've kind of taken a break and so on. What can I learn from this course? And is think big picture and think strategically. How am I going to learn that? The more the specific you can share, the great. Hey, absolutely. See that the big picture and the strategic thinking. That's what I've been. My whole story has been on that. That means I'm not a good storyteller. See, the thing is that it's all about. See, where does strategy and big picture thinking come from? It comes from the faculty. And these are faculty who have been there, done that, who is kind of global mindsets, understands what is the latest across the world. So no sweat on that at all.
So there is a question that someone is asking, VK, let me take this. Is it the first batch of this course? No, if people who have been following executive education in the past, we had a program called Accelerated Management Program. It was close to about 85, 90-hour program. We have just taken, we wanted to ensure that we provide larger learning, and we have taken advantage of the live virtual format that is so successful with executive education in the last financial year. And we have ensured that we can give more number of hours. Hence, we have given the same course in a new avatar, the 2021 avatar, which is much more learning oriented and with larger takeaways and a larger experience with faculty.
Ratnakar, what's meant by academic performance? And here's Vartika would like to know that. I mean, how do you see? So academic performance is basically undergraduate up to. Are we taking plus class 12, Ratnakar?
No, it is degree or equivalent with a minimum of 5 years of experience. And that's how it's evaluated with the resume and the statement of purpose.
So your undergrad plus any other academic qualifications which you have.
Absolutely.
When is the next batch, Nayak? If not shortlisted for this batch, Nayak, why are you getting on this? You will get shortlisted, don't worry. Range of work experience, Ratnakar, how would you see the range of the earlier?
So the earlier cohorts had anything between 9 to 15 years of work experience. That's been the range. But having said that, probably since we have requesting the participants to spend a lot more time and learning in this particular program, it might vary. But our experience over the last 18 batches of the accelerated management has said that it is anything between 9 to 15 years.
Roughly, you're saying the average would be about 10 years or so, right? Average. And the range will be between 4 to 15, something like that.
The average. I'm talking about the average. I'm sorry. The range is, yeah. I'm sorry. I got the question wrong.
Right. And Vartika, no, there is no GMAT score required for this. It's an executive education program. So there's no. This is a good question. I have 20 years of experience in IT. Is this program correct for me? I need to transfer. It's absolutely good for you, Prabh. Absolutely. Because my view, okay, it's my view. And probably you can have a chat with me. And because I'm just answering based on just single line which you sent. But we can have a chat. My initial thing is that, see, why it's good for you is that, see, you got 20 years of experience, you've done well in industry, in technology and all that. So this will give you the overlay that's required in terms of knowledge, skills, and attitudes for the next level growth. So I think it's good, but we can have a chat and figure out.
There are questions coming around how employer will see this certificate in industry recognition. Just try to understand that executive education courses from ISB are industry recognized, and ISB is a brand to reckon with in any industry or any organization. So any executive education course that is done from ISB has its absolute value in the market.
I like Nayak here. He's got a whole set of questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let me go very quickly. Leadership communication, weightage on the course, maybe say about 2 modules, which will be about maybe about 8 to 10 hours. Career grooming sessions. I plan to have some sessions on career grooming. Yes.
Just to add to VK's point, career grooming sessions like what VK is suggesting, and also you would have the executive presence and business storytelling, which is part of your career grooming session by Professor Mihir, which will absolutely cover that. Soft skills, again, it covers in Professor Mihir's session of executive presence and business storytelling. Decision making under any circumstances of VUCA scenarios is covered by Professor Ramnarayan with an instrument of Big Five and Belbin. Leadership development workshops, personal journey is covered by, you asked me about the Berkman assessment. We use Big Five and Belbin, which will be covered by Professor Ramnarayan and Professor Soumya Sindwani. Career progression after this course, Nayak, that's a very personal question. I would leave that. I'm sure this will give you a larger perspective of all the general management aspects and should help your career progress. Post-completion program support to alumni in updating subjects as knowledge. Yes, we are planning to do a lot of activities, like I mentioned. Sridevi is here, where we are planning to do a lot of activities. And I'm sure by the time you complete this course, we'll have a barrage of activities that we want to do and keep our alumni engaged. Scholarship discounts, prospective students since 150 hours is, I'm sorry, as I said again, we believe in learning takeaways and value additions that ISB can provide, and we would stick to that. I hope, Nayak, Nayak was the first person to ask, and I was thinking, when will I actually...
I like his, he is kind of very methodical and systematic.
Well, there are a few questions on the fee structure. Let me repeat something that Ratnakar and Mr. Menon have already mentioned. The fee structure for this entire program, which would include the 2 residencies, is 7.5 lakh plus GST, and GST percentage is 18%, 18. Thank you.
Mithul has got an interesting question. Is it a certificate program? What kind of degree certificate? See, Ratnakar covered it very correctly. And we've got to understand ISB offers, it's got its flagship PGP program, it's got PGP Pro and PGP Max. These are all the PGP suite of programs. This is Execute, okay? So you get a certificate on the GMP, right? And that is the certificate which will have impact in the industry for sure, because they also know the HR people. That's what you will get. I've got 2 years. I think 2 years do not apply, Manish. It's too less for this program. Kamala and Milind, great professors, taught by them. Absolutely. They are all good.
Well, anybody who would have details on this program, we will be sharing the brochures. You may also write into us at cee@isb.edu. We've already mentioned it in the chat box. It is cee@isb.edu.
And also, if any of the questions missed, I see about 110 that are open. But I think we've answered more of it. But I will try and take, Sridevi, can we get these questions in a format that we can kind of write to them and answer them and send it back? Is that a possibility?
Yes, Ratnakar, we definitely should do that. Yes.
So I will answer these questions across on an email, each one of you, because this is a Saturday. You guys have taken up time.
Can we take another maybe 10 minutes more? I mean, are we running short of time, or can we take another 10 minutes?
Absolutely.
For those who want to ask some questions, we can kind of probably clarify.
Absolutely, we can.
10 minutes, yeah. I like this question, Pradeep. 20 plus years of work experience, currently a senior manager level in infrastructure, looking to sharpen the saw That's exactly what I have in mind. Sharpen the saw and further improve my management skill sets, considering the demographics. Do I fit in? Absolutely. I think I would say that this would be a, see, there are two elements in this. The content will be a high value add for you, and you will be a high value add for the cohort because you come with tremendous experience. So cohort will benefit a lot. How to choose which program will be the right program for me? What are the pointers for the same? Anandji. See, listen, it's like this, boss. See, if you are looking at, if you got a lower level of experience, you should go in for the PGP because that's where the complete education happens and you get a placement and you kind of get into a trajectory. If you have the higher the level of experience, the more executive education programs become important.
Praveen says, do we need to take permission from organizations? No, Praveen, it's left up to you. If you can make that amount of time in your free time during evenings, or there are some sessions on weekdays. So if you can make the time, I think, and mostly if you want your organization to sponsor it, I think you need to take permission. And I think they'll be more than happy that and proud if you're doing a course with ISB.
Is it mandatory requirement to have prior managerial experience, Rahul? No, it's not. See, I don't know what you mean by managerial experience. Suppose you've been in a tech company, you're a software engineer, you've been a software engineer, you got 7 years there. You don't have any, you're an individual contributor, you're not necessarily a manager of a team or something. That's absolutely okay. We want the quantum of experience and we like to evaluate what kind of work you've done. That's all.
Suresh has a question on electives. There is no electives in this particular program. It is a straightforward course. We have curated it in a manner where necessary information is given on all aspects, as and when you grow to a general manager role in your career, you have a basic or decent level of understanding of all the aspects. So hence there is no electives that are there specifically in this course.
And here is a question. Gajanan, you got 15 plus years of managerial experience, okay? And what does the curriculum add to an MBA with 15%? See, Gajanan, if you have done an MBA recently, I would recommend not taking up this program because I think that will be too much of a repetition. But if you have done the MBA, like Ratnaka was saying sometime back, if you have done the MBA, let's say about 10, 12 years back, then this is a good place to be because it's a good refresher with the modern inputs. Is it for general management or executive? Is it for general management or executive, Harsh, in the sense, this is a management program. It's an overall management program. It's both general management and for an executive thing. Under marketing, what will we cover? See, we cover two things, two basic things in marketing, Pradeep. One is the B2B side and one is the B2C side. And overlaying that will be the customer lifecycle value. There will be tools which take you through each of those things in the B2B, B2C, and the overall customer lifecycle value.
And just to add to Mr. Menon's point, marketing is covered beautifully with a simulation. It is done with an absolute simulation that gives you a hands-on feel of marketing a particular product and how much do you spend on it and how much do you lose out and what are the areas you are supposed to target and so on. So it's done wonderfully with the simulation. So just to add to Menon's point on how marketing is covered.
Yeah, and the difference between Poonam, the difference between this course and ex-MBA. See, again, as I said, if you have already done an MBA and you have done the MBA recently in the last maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years, 1 or 2 years, then I don't think you should actually take this program. You should only if you have done the MBA long back and if you want to re-look at the MBA, only then you should actually come for the program. Amol, yes, we can have a call sometime. You can maybe Ratnaka, someone from your team can get in touch with Amol. Amol wants a call. We can figure that out.
Sure, will do.
But Amol, if you are listening, you have my number. You can note down 962020 6220. Free to call me. PGP Pro weekend basis for 18-month targeted professional. So, no, PGP Pro is different. I mean, I want to make the difference very clear. This is not a PGP. It is only a Execad. It's not a PGP. PGP Pro is a full-fledged PGP program with about 550 or 600 hours of PGP course. It's much more rigorous. These classes are what time frames, Ratnakar, roughly? They're all evenings or?
Then 80% of them are evenings, but a few of them, due to faculties based out of US, fall in a little bit over late evenings, but most of them are taken care on evenings and weekends.
Gajendra, chartered accountant is 15 years plus, absolutely relevant, because see, you will have very solid construct and concepts on finance for sure. But of course, the strategic finance angle you can learn. But more importantly, you will be able to club that with the overall cross-functional experience across topics. Yeah, sessions are all live. That's right. What are the key management and leadership skills required? I'm not getting that, Ashok. If you're asking what are the skills you need to bring in when you apply, it is that you need to have worked for about 5 years in a role of your choice. Not necessarily, you don't have to have led a team or something like that. Interesting question. Narayan Swami, the ask for startups, unicorn, big companies are different. Ask is different. Disruptions and technological discontinuities are happening fast. Where this program heads? Good question. Okay, good question. See, what he's saying is that startups have got a different requirement. Unicorns have got a different requirement. Big company needs are different. And the asks are different. So disruptions and technology discontinuities are happening. So where does this program kind of chip in? See, what this program does is that the conventional attitude, skills, knowledge system we try to crack, okay? So that's number one. Number two is that all the things that will be taught, because it's a shorter version, all the things that will be taught will be high-end knowledge coming in, because the time is limited. You kind of get into two frames, the core frame, and then it goes on to the higher-end frame. So you get both the frames, and these things which you learn are common across. See, whether an entrepreneur wants to market a company or say HUL wants to market the company, the concepts do not change and the go-to-markets do not change.
There's a question, is business analytics part of the program? Yes.
Nagarjuna, can you elaborate on the prep? Yeah, yes. Ratnakar, please continue.
Yeah, so business analytics is part of the program. We have ensured we try and cover most of the new age things like emerging tech and business analytics. It's absolutely part of the program. VK, over to you. I was just answering this business analytics question.
Okay. Nagarjuna, can you elaborate on prep that's required for classes? See, the thing is, some prep is going to be forced on you because there will be case readings which you have to do. There will be some material which you have to refer and come to class. That is given. And that will take your 75 hours, which I mentioned in the presentation. Over and above that, there will be a lot of readings which have been specified by the faculty. You should do it. I mean, it's my humble submission that you should take into that and do it, because only then you will grab the maximum from this program. Well, if you don't do it, that's a call you're taking. But the minimum prep, which is that 75 hours of prep, is required, because there will be reading a case before coming to class. If you don't read a case and come to class, you don't benefit from the class.
Ratnakar, there's one question on the diversity of the cohort in terms of the experience, qualification, nationality. What can people expect from the build of the cohort? Would you want to answer?
Yeah, so on the diversity bit, on nationality, are you talking about, or gender? Is it gender based?
So overall, in terms of the qualifications, the experience of the cohort and the nationality bit as well.
Okay, so let me take it point by point. Experience wise, as I mentioned, we had anything between, in the past, our experiences, we had anything between 5 to 15 across. experience levels and it has been industry agnostic. We've got nominations across industries. The question number 2 was on nationalities. See, in the past, this was a complete in-class program, and we used to have people from Sri Lanka, Dubai, and Bangladesh traveling. We believe, and our experience of live virtual says that nationalities have increased, or participation from other nationalities have increased in the last year. So we believe we'll have much more better diversity in that sense there. The gender mix in this particular program in the last few years has been about 70% guys and 30% women. But and as I said, the live virtual space has just opened up everything for us where people can sit at home and attend. So we believe that will also improve and change a lot more.
Thank you.
One question from it's a interesting. I want to know where it will be useful for a person who's already in top management for a long period, about 9 years in top management. Here, I think we'll need to have a quick conversation. I don't have an offhand answer to that. If we can have a conversation, we can figure out whether the value is there. Otherwise, I don't think you should offer. Without a conversation, I think I may not be able to answer that question. Look to get education. Look to get educated, but are unable to quit job for full-time program. Absolutely. That's the idea.
And there are a few questions, VK, coming on comparing it with SP Jain and IIM Ahmedabad and so on. Let me just address it. See, there are all other reputed B schools that are there, while ISB stands itself out for its own research. And as Mr. Menon mentioned, we stand out in research across the other B schools in India and partly globally. So we would want to not compare ourselves with any other organization, while absolutely people would want to pick up those courses are absolutely welcome to. But having said that, please understand when you look at an ISB program, it's a best of getting the best practices of the West and marrying them and getting them implemented in India, which is the best thing that ISB provides, which I don't think most of the other B schools provide. So that's what the large differentiator between ISB and the other B schools are.
No, you're right. In the sense that, see, we wouldn't actually want to compare, as Ratnakar says, with other programs. But what we can tell, and it's up to you to do the research, but what we can tell is that you take a look. See, what is the... See, when you analyze a question, you should actually look at the top high impact point in that question. What is the top thing in a program like this? It's the faculty who is teaching you. Take a look at the faculty whom we have kind of articulated. Take a look at everywhere else, and then take a call, and also the content. Take a look at the kind of content. Prashant, I'm working as a deputy director at one of the private business schools in Dehradun. I'm interested to join the program to enhance business skills and leading business school and strategies. Am I eligible to join the programming, sir? Absolutely, yes, Prashant. You'll be more than welcome. Owners for family business, very, very good. Saurabh, it's a good program for you because you are in family business. You're not looking at a change and this, that, and the other. You're looking at growth, and it's very good.
So there are a couple of questions, Ratnakar, on the books that they have to buy or the cost of course material.
So it's all inclusive. There are questions. Thank you, Sridevi. So there are a couple of questions on even on campus visit and campus stay. It's all inclusive. All the material will be provided. All the stay would be taken care. Obviously, you need to fly into the respective location with your own expense. But all the material, all the case studies that would be required for the respective program and course will be provided. And the stay in the respective campuses would be taken care. It's part of the program.
Here is one more. Samir, couple of questions. Is this suitable for managers with 25 plus years of work experience? Will the learnings be relevant to people practicing outside India? Answer is a clear yes on both your questions. The only thing we would love to have such profiles, also because you will bring in a different perspective to the class. In fact, one of the answers which Ratnakar gave to one of your questions was about cohort. So if you are operating outside India and you have got so much of experience, it will be a fantastic addition to the cohort from our perspective. And from a learning perspective, you learn from the best. And at your experience level, you'll be able to grapple and grab the concepts that are being taught very, very effectively. Loan facility, we discussed that. Telecom industry, Abhinav. Hey, good. I am also from telecom. That's nice. High management positions will be useful. Yes, yes. In the sense, whatever we discussed, I think we have answered your question, right? I mean, this is definitely pitching you to a different management level. Ratnagar, number of campus days.
It's a total of 6 days. 3 days right now planned in November and 3 days in March. But yeah, this is all, it'll all depend upon the current COVID scenario. But right now we are assuming that everything will be normal, and November and March are the days that are planned in campus.
Here's a tough question for you, Ratnagar, because I don't have an answer. I'm an entrepreneur based out of Canada. Can I take online classes since I will not be able to attend campus?
I wouldn't suggest to take up the course if you're missing the
at least one residency, right? At least one residency.
At least one residency you will have to make it, and that's an experience that you will regret missing, honestly, to the person who's, I mean, I don't know the name.
Can you do one residency from Canada?
That will also be a challenge, Vicky, but we can work that out to try and see if we can kind of play it on this thing, but it will not be interactive for him.
Well, yeah, that's right. That's right.
I think we should. We've already
evaluation.
14 minutes. You want to take some more questions, Vicky?
Huh?
We continue taking some more questions.
I'm okay. I kept myself free, so I'm fine. I mean, because if they want to ask questions, I'm more than happy to answer.
There is a question on action learning projects. The action learning projects, the group of 50 will be divided into a group of 4 people, and you can come out and pick topics and which are largely relevant to the organization or the role that you're currently doing. We will try and ensure as much as we can where we can club people with a similar role and a similar challenges so that you're part of the same group. But also ensure there's enough diversity from the industry that is there so that you have learnings from other industries, because open programs, the largest USP is your peer learning. So we ensure that this is taken care and the grouping is done accordingly. And then you would be mentored by Professor Ram Nidamolu, who is the academic and the faculty director for this particular program, where he would be taking you and in fact even guiding you to select which particular topic you're supposed to take, and which particular industry is keeping which particular industry you're from. And accordingly would be interventions of 3 that will happen, where we would be guiding you in groups and mentoring you on those action learning projects.
It will be a pleasure to work with Ram Nidamolu and all that. I mean, just from an action learning project point of view, brings in such charm and efficiency in thinking. Other general management programs, etc. Yeah, the whole PGP suite is available. Just go to the website, Ashish. The whole PGP suite is available.
Sandeep Kumar, what's the next? Do we have to fill an online application form and send an email to the admissions team with resume and other documents required? Yes, Sandeep, you would need to fill an online application form that's available, and you would get an auto emailer that will state that you will have to complete your share your resume and the statement of purpose, and we will revert to you with the next steps post that.
Anumant, absolutely, Anumant. I mean, do I have scope to get admissions? Yes, definitely. I mean, we value experience, that's for sure. It's not that the cohort is going to be only experienced people, but we have value experience. So you have as much chance as anybody else to get into the program.
Praveen has asked a question, do the residencies be compromised during COVID? Praveen, I want to be optimistic and genuinely hope that we're off the COVID, and we don't want to compromise the residencies because there are going to be large learnings there. But having said that, that's a question even I don't have an answer right now. We don't want to compromise it. We might postpone it, but we still would want to have the residencies absolutely there.
See, one more. Sorry, continue, Ratnakar.
That's going to be a great learning experience in person with these professors.
Correct.
We would want to have the in-class experience too.
Correct. Yeah, one question that is repeatedly coming, and I'm seeing so many of them, Arvind, Anirban, all about people with experience, 25 years experience, 20 years of experience. And I mean, a question what they're kind of grappling with is, am I too old? See, again, now I'm going to switch to my line of thinking. My line of thinking is there's no such thing as old at all. Absolutely no such thing as old. Okay. See, all that you're doing is you're infusing a certain knowledge quotient into you. And the more prepared you are, the more experience you have, the better the infusion of knowledge and the better will be your growth or whatever you want to do with your own career or life. So don't worry about the age and experience and all. That's only, just don't worry about it. Take my words. Look at what the program is offering and the fit, whether you learn. We are only going to look at that. So when we shortlist you and interview you, we are only going to look at the fit and not to do with your age and all that. Pharmaceuticals, probably one of the highest segment for ISB, executive education. So pharmaceuticals is. Sandeep, why do you make this? Why didn't you make it a 12-month duration? Why? What the logic of 9 months? Let's start to check. Good question. We actually did think of a 12-month thing also. But finally, the decision of the group was that, senior people may not want to kind of spend that much of time. That's anyway a decision call. You have a good point. 12 months was actually a offering on the table itself. And nobody will get rejected on age perspective, for sure.
There is a question from Diksha Tiwari to us. She has over 15 years of experience currently heading communications for a French business school in India. Has completed certificate program on management essentials from HBS. She asks if this program will be helpful for her at this juncture.
It will be nice to have a chat with Diksha. I mean, ask her to give me a call or something. I want to know what she has actually done. What is the scope of program which she has done with Harvard? Then we can kind of decide whether she should take this program or not. Hanuman has got a good question. Food is included or not? I like that. He gets into details. What, Ratnagarji, you're giving food or you're not giving food?
Absolutely. When we're providing stay, there is absolutely food that will be inclusive in that to everyone who has that question. There's another question from Moin saying,
I'll just join you in a minute.
I'm from Kuwait. What kind of online options? Moin, while we are assuming that things will be normal by November, and if there is any reason that things are not normal, we would want to postpone it and ensure that we have maximum class participation to ensure that you are there in person, and we will try and see what we can accommodate, and assume that that is absolutely ruled out. We will try and work out an option where you can at least listen and participate to the classes online. We will try and work out an option, Moin.
While the alternates are definitely available, I would not want any of you who are opting for this program to miss out on the networking opportunity, which will arise with your cohort. So yeah, all the best.
Any question? Do we get access to a library during this course? Yes, when you are in the campus, Sandeep, you get access to the library. And as part of the engagement during the course or between sessions, you will be given readings and other materials that would be suggested by faculty that would give you the access to all of that. All the people who have generic queries can please reach out to the number that's pasted in the chat, 23007041. That's our board line number. Please reach out to that number. We would be happy to kind of assist and guide you and have conversations and take things forward. So there's a question.
Maybe as a quick close, do you want to talk about the certification, the kind of degree that would be provided by the end of the program?
So it is an executive education completion certificate that would be provided. Obviously, ISB doesn't provide a degree even for the PGP, and even for the executive education programs, it's a certificate. You generally get a participation and a few completions, but this is a program that will be an executive education certificate of completion that will be given to all the participants once they complete the course.
Thank you.
26 years work experience, financial wealth management, done my PGDM long back. Do you think? Absolutely, Mr. Krishna Rao. You should probably try and take up this course, because I'm sure you would have done it 25 or 26 years back if you come with that experience. Then a lot of things have changed in the current management scenario.
And Chirag, I've got 10 plus years of experience in IT. How will this program help me? See, Chirag, the thing is that, well, it's difficult to answer this question because I don't know you and I don't know your experience, okay? But just taking it in a general manner, the thing is that if you have, got a lot of vertical depth in the field, this program will give you the overlay, which is the horizontal overlay. Now, when you understand all the functional pieces, when you go to the next level, no, after your 10 years, whatever it is, when you go to the next levels and go towards senior and top management, you will have to willy-nilly address cross-functional matters. Those cross-functional areas, you will get perhaps the best inputs that is available right now. In case of missing classes, Ratnakar, will this be recorded and given something, or how does it work?
Absolutely. So this will be recorded, and there's another question from someone: is the recording downloadable? No, it is in a non-downloadable version. All the individuals who register and get selected are given LMS access, and all the recordings, course material, pre and post, everything is uploaded on the LMS. And post the session, even the session is uploaded on the LMS. The recording of the session is uploaded on the LMS, which you can go through and as many times as you want. There's no limit on that, and absolutely, if you missed a session, so that's taken care, but it's not downloadable for some people who have asked that question.
LMS is that learning management system.
Yes, the learning management system, ISB's learning management system.
I'm an in-house counsel and heading legal vertical at an organization. Interesting. 18 years. As I said, you will add tremendous value, Gagan. You'll add tremendous value to the program. And I'm sure the program will give you that cross-functional experience which you need. Program fees to be paid before the start, right, Ratnakar? I mean,
yes, ideally the program fees is supposed to be paid before the start. We give you enough, we will give you enough time to kind of make your financial arrangements. And if loan is needed, that's also taken care.
I think we have more or less covered most of the questions, right? I mean,
yes, and there are some mails that have come to CEE directly. I will answer them slowly over the next 2 days. And as I mentioned to everyone, you have the board line number available of the Center for Executive Education. We have a team of two women that will be more than happy to assist you whenever you kind of call.
For all the questions that have not been answered because they were specific in nature, I would be leaving an email ID for you to write into. So we can go ahead and specifically answer each of your queries and not leave them unanswered. Thank you so very much for joining us today. Thank you very much, Mr. Menon, for helping us out with the details. I hope this was an informative session, and we hope to connect with you very soon. Thank you, Ratnakar, for your inputs.
Thank you, Sridevi, for running this. I mean, as the
thank you everyone.
And thanks for the participants for such an engaging
taking time on a Saturday and participating. Thank you all.